Hello, my Zentangle friends. This is Barbara Langston, CZT, Certified Zentangle Teacher, and welcome to another session of Not Perfect Zen. In fact, I restarted this video because the first one wasn't working out right. But welcome. It is almost February, and I've been trying to come up with some ideas for Valentines. And I found a pretty pattern called Cuddles. It should have been Cuddles, but couldn't find who had created this pattern. So I put a message out on the Certified Zentangle Teacher Facebook page to ask if anybody knew what it was. And the closest thing was Undling by Susie Achter, I guess is how you say that. And I got several responses. I was told that it could be Kunstler, Billows, Mr. E, or Worms. But it turned out that Undling was probably the closest thing. And you can see a little bit different, but like it is with any Zentangle pattern, you can make it the way that you want to make it. Okay, it's called a Tangleation. So I am going to teach 4 different patterns and a string. And then I'm going to show you how I put these all together in my sketchbook. I'm going to do these 2 today, and then I'll do these 2, and then I'll show you how I put it together. Okay, I'm going to be using a 3.5-inch tile. This is one that I cut myself. Micron 01, a graphite pencil, a blending stump, and possibly my kneaded eraser. Again, I'm grateful to be here. I have been helping my son today, so I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to do this. He is working in the background outside my garage, so if you hear some noise, that's what it is. Okay, so we started with our 4 corner dots, and I have really enjoyed going back to the classic steps for Zentangle. Okay, and for this, I mostly want to show you how to do these patterns. And so I'm just going to divide this in half. On one side, I'll show you one pattern, and then I'll show you the other. Like I said, with Cuddles and Undling, you can do it however you like. So I'll probably do kind of closer to this because I liked the waviness of those lines. And you can kind of see the difference. I'll keep these where you can see them. And I'm going to go in this direction. Just kind of a wavy line. And come up here. And we're not trying to do anything perfect. Just one is a little bit opposite the other. You can do some that are closer if you'd like. Okay. Come back over here. All right. So for this one, for Undling, it's kind of these S curves. Okay. And one goes one direction as you're going down this row, and the other one goes the other direction. But I think I'm going to go ahead and do it closer to this and just call it a tangleation. So let's start here. And it's just the C shape, okay? And on mine, I had fun putting maybe a couple of them really close together and then go back out wider. Again, we're just making our little curve going up. I'm not worried about the spacing on these. And like I said, if you wanted to make them the wavy lines, that's perfectly fine. Okay, let's go back up here. Put these in. All right. So in the next one, we're going to make a downward curve. You can make them match up with the lines that are already there or not. Doesn't matter. And this will look a whole lot better when we get the shading on there. Probably help if I zoomed in. All right, the next one, we're going to go up again. I'm going to put a few close together. Come back up here to that one. And I'm going to put 3 together again here. This reminds me of Dr. Seuss and Cat in the Hat, some of the things that he did. Okay, and this next one, our curves are going down. And again, I'm not worried about making these line up. Okay, I'm going to move over. The curves are going up. Okay, down. I'll make that one meet. And remember, you can just kind of ignore that string if you want to. And I'm going to go ahead and turn my tile and come over to this side. So this one is going down. I'm going to make this one go up. I have really spent a lot of time just doing simple line drawings like this. It's been very soothing, relaxing. It's been a lot going on in my family lately. And this helps me to not think about some of those things. Instead, just focus on one line at a time. Okay, back over here, we're going up. And you can put these closer together if you want to. And we could also go ahead and put lines over here for our border. Or you can just kind of leave it open. Okay, and again, this will look better after we add the shading. Excuse me. All right, so that is a variation of Undling. And the next one I'm going to do is Zuan Shi. And in Chinese, it means diamonds. And this is by JJ LaBarbera. And for this one, you could probably put any kind of shape in there that you would like. When I do the final tile, I used hearts. So I'm just going to show you a variety of shapes and how these would work together. So we're going to put the shapes down first, and I'm going to go ahead and draw a heart. You could have your diamond. Okay. You could have just orbs. And you can do these in different sizes. It's a small heart. Let's do another diamond up here. Another orb. And let's put another heart. Okay, so we're going to put those down first. And then the next thing that we do is put lines, just straight lines. And I'm going to start here in the center, just so I can kind of line things up. And I'm just going to put a straight line. And when I come to one of these shapes, I'm going to lift my pen, go to the other side, and then continue my line. You can make these close together. Okay. And I'm just barely putting my pen down on the paper. You can vary the distance that these lines are apart. Some are a little wide. The next one might be close. If you like to do consistently on your spacing, then that's fine also. I am consistently inconsistent, so That's my not perfect lines. And I'm not worried about the end result. I just want to enjoy relaxing and drawing simple lines. We're lifting our pen, go under that shape. Lift your pen, go under. Or we are pretending anyway that our line is going under that shape. You will hear that called the Hollabaugh effect because the Zentangle pattern that teaches going under another shape is called Hollabaugh. I have a bad habit of not touching the line that I'm going to. So I'm trying to remember to do better. Wow, that was really different. Yeah, I kind of lined up with that one. That's good enough. Relax your shoulders. Don't forget to breathe. If you get one that's really far apart and you don't like it, then just come up the middle and divide it. Okay. And again, you can kind of ignore that border because I kind of went past it down there. Doesn't matter. I'm going to go ahead and put one more from this corner and bring it down. Oops, sorry. Okay. Zoom out just a little bit. All right, looks a little bit messy, but it's going to get better, I promise. So I've turned my tile because for me to draw these straight lines, I do better if I go from left to right. So you do it however it's easiest for you. Might be just drawing towards you, a straight line coming down this way. And again, if you hear the table saw and some other things going in the background, then I apologize. But on the bright side, he's doing some work, taking care of himself. I do have 4 children, 2 boys, 2 girls. The youngest is 31. All right. We're almost there. These are getting more consistent. All right. So once you get the vertical lines in around your shapes, then we're going to put horizontal lines across each one of them. And you can decide how close you want those lines to be. But we're going to have all of these going in this direction. And I really enjoy doing it with these heart shapes. You could do it with any shape, really. Okay, just keep going to your shapes and adding these lines that are in the opposite direction. All right, there we go. Excuse me. Now, the magic happens when you do the shading. Okay, I'm going to start up here on the undling, the cuddly undling. Like I said, I'm not sure whether to still call this Cuddles or not. I really liked the thought of it being Cuddles inside my heart when I was practicing for this. So I'm just putting a little bit of graphite on both sides of that line. And notice that I have my pencil kind of flat in my hand like this, and I'm using the side of my pencil. I'm not using the tip. When you use the sharp point of your pencil, it makes a line that doesn't blend very well. Okay, let me show you in the back of this. If I go straight down like that, and then I try to blend it, see how I've got that sharp line? But if I do it on the edge like this, and then I blend it, then we have soft lines. Okay, this is what we're looking for. I'm not the best at shading, but I do know a few tips. I'm not worried about perfection on this, thankfully. All right, so now I'm going to go back with my blending stump and start softening these. And I'm not going to push it all the way to the center. Okay, I still want to have the white of my tile showing through. And this always looks a little bit more rough on the video than it does actually here in person, but you still get the idea. I'm not sure about those sounds. I don't know if you can hear that or not. He is doing woodwork. Just keep softening it. Okay. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and put graphite across this line. Help divide these. Okay. And now we're going to put graphite around each of these shapes. And when we do that, it's going to make it look like these are floating above those other lines. So just keep turning your tile to keep your hand comfortable. Just add graphite around the outside of each of these shapes. Another nice thing about adding this graphite is that it kind of helps hide the fact that many times I don't make my lines meet, and it kind of helps draw your attention away from that. All right, so now we have the lines around each of those. Excuse me. Now we're just going to take our blending stump and just gently soften those lines. I don't want to push it too far out into this. I just want to soften it. The end of this is not very sharp. I might need to clean that up. Okay. I'm going to back this up just a little bit. I think it looks better when you're not so zoomed in sometimes. It's not so grainy. And the last thing I'm going to do is go along the outside where I put that initial border. And I'm going to add some graphite. I'm going to pull all this together. And I'm going to soften it. These two patterns are also good. If you have a shaky hand, they're still going to look great. All right, so that is Zuan Shi with various shapes and Undling, which is, these are the Tangleation, which means it's just a little bit of a variety. Okay, so the next thing we want to add our chop. And I would encourage you to put the date on the back and put the names of these patterns so that you have that next time when you want to find it. And I try to keep using patterns where you can find the step outs. And that's one of the reasons I looked until I found a better name for that one so that you could find the step outs. And the links to those, tanglepatterns.com and musterkel.de are in the description below the video. I love seeing your tiles. So if you do post on social media, you can use this hashtag, which I do admit sometimes I forget to look for those. So if I haven't commented on your tile, I promise I'll find it and see it. This is my Instagram page, and on Facebook, I'm Barbara Buford Langston, CZT. All right, for part 2 of this, we will work on Vivid and this Take Heart string and do some fun things with that. And hope you enjoy that. So I hope you had fun with this. I will do the next video pretty soon. I'm not going to wait a whole week. And then we'll put it all together. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you next time. Bye.